What is up, people? Welcome to Retro Pocket, where we talk everything gaming and tech. All right, I'm just going to say it. 2025 is looking like the year indie games collectively decided to drop the mic and leave us speechless. I'm Bruce Folks, and what you're about to see in today's episode is the best of the best. And if you're an indie supremacist like me, today's list will hit just the spot. These upcoming indie gems are expected to be weird, wild, emotional, and straight up unforgettable, and we cannot wait for it. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. Sword of the Sea. Let me start with something that's going to melt your brain in the best way possible. Developed by Giant Squid, known for their previous acclaimed titles Abzu, The Pathless, and Journey, you're about to become the smoothest soul surfer the dunes have ever seen. Because it's going to toss you into a post-apocalyptic ocean made of sand. Yeah, sand, not water. And your surfboard, it's basically a hover sword. Okay? Picture a skateboard, a snowboard, and a magic carpet. If they had a rebellious baby, that's what you'll run. You play as the Wraith, a resurrected figure in a desolate world, tasked with restoring the lost ocean and bringing life back to a barren landscape. The story will unfold in a place called the Necropolis, comprising skate park-like ruins, deserts, tombs, and submerged cultures, which beckon exploration and discovery. You'll be slicing across shimmering desert waves and trick-shotting off gravity-defying half-pipes like Tony Hawk ascended into an art museum. You'll bring life back to a world that's literally dried up. Watch dunes morph into crystal-clear water and witness the ocean come alive with otherworldly sea creatures. It's chill, but it's also deeply spiritual and hauntingly beautiful, with music that'll melt your spine and visuals that look like an animated dream. It's meditation meets momentum. If you ever wanted to save the world while doing kickflips over ancient ruins, then buckle up. This one's going to drop in hard on August 19th.
Hello, dear. It's your Aunt Tella. Remember visiting my shop when you were little? I'm rebranding into a discounty supermarket.
Discounty. And sliding into the spotlight next is a wild ride you won't want to miss. By that, I mean you're about to become the king or queen of frozen peas, bargain shampoo, and passive-aggressive small-town politics. Developed by Crinkle Cut Games and published by P-Cube, this one will throw you into the crusty yet cozy harbour town of Blomkest, where your mysteriously powerful aunt hands you the keys to the local supermarket and just says, "Good luck." You might think I just need to ring up canned corn, but that's not the case. You'll design store layouts like you're staging a military operation, rotate stock with ruthless efficiency, and strike shady, sweet trade deals that could turn your aunt's humble discounty into a grocery juggernaut. But hey, not everyone in Blomkest wants you to succeed. Growth can create friction. Too much expansion may upset residents and even create adversaries. After hours, you'll roam the streets like an off-brand Batman, building trust with colourful locals, uncovering town gossip, and maybe even healing a fractured community with frozen fries. Who knew crinkle cuts could fix emotional trauma? Gameplay gives us management sim brilliance with relationship-building drama and just enough shady expansion tactics to keep you questioning if you're running a store or a soft monopoly. Will you make the townspeople rich with joy or just rich with markup? You'll find out when this delightfully weird business venture opens its automatic doors on August 21st.
Once there was a wolf living in a very dangerous world.
Every day, it seems, Mr. Drew loses more and more interest in the project.
Bendy Lone Wolf. Up next, a game that's low-key poetic and high-key bananas. Why? Because here, you're going into the inky nightmare factory known as Joey Drew Studios, and you're doing it as Boris the Wolf. Yep, It is a rebrand and expansion of Boris and the Dark Survival, featuring major gameplay upgrade. The floppy-eared fan favorite is finally taking the lead, but don't expect hugs and hot cocoa. This journey is going to toss you into an ever-shifting maze of rubber hose corridors, where every corner drips dread and every shadow could be holding hands with a demon. This one is set in the altered timeline, introduced by Wilson's Rule at the end of Bendy and the Dark Revival, where the ink demon is less omnipotent and the cycle no longer resets continually. So what do? Scavenge for gear, whack ink monsters with makeshift weapons, and uncover whatever terrible truth Joey Drew thought would stay buried. But I must say, it's not just the minions you've got to worry about. The ink demon himself is out here, playing hide and seek where only he can win. When that heartbeat starts thumping, run. And if you don't run, hide, or else you're joining the animation crew permanently. The game mixes survival horror with roguelike twists, meaning every run's a fresh new panic attack, every supply stash a potential trap, and every victory a miracle. It's dark, it's deadly, and it's dripping with that vintage, sinister cartoon charm. So sharpen your instincts and prep your nerves, because this haunting side story is dropping straight into your nightmares on August 15th. Is this seat taken? I hope you're ready to become the ultimate seating strategist, because this cozy little brain bender is about to throw you into the most high-stakes scenario imaginable, picking where people sit. Did that sound chill to you? Think again. In this charming, logic-packed puzzler, you'll be placing passengers, partygoers, and peculiar strangers in just the right spots. Because if a perfume hater ends up next to a cologne enthusiast, all social harmony will collapse like a badly folded table napkin. Your journey follows Nat, a lovable, aspiring actor whose world flips when they spot someone just like them on the silver screen. That kickstarts a wholesome, globe-trotting quest to find where they truly belong, on the stage and in life. Meanwhile, you'll be solving increasingly complex seating puzzles across buses, weddings, movie theaters, and more, each filled with oddballs, introverts, extroverts, and probably a snorer or two. No timers, no stress, just pure vibe-filled logic as you learn how people click or clash when seated side by side. I mean, it's emotional, it's relatable, and it's secretly one of the most addictively thoughtful puzzle games of the year. A demo was released for Steam Next Fest in February 2025, gathering positive press for its charm and accessible mechanics, so this one is sure to blow up. This puzzle trip is parking itself right on PC and Switch in August 2025, and yeah, that seat is taken.
I'm Nate, and I
thought I told you there's nothing up there.
Like, what's up there, though?
Nothing.
There's a tower.
Yeah, that's it.
When you get to the top of the tower, what's there?
It's like a top of a tower.
Baby steps. You're about to witness the most heroic journey ever taken at 0.5 miles per hour, guys. No guns, no swords, just one sad man, 2 floppy legs, and the raw courage to put one foot in front of the other, and then fall down a cliff for the 7th time in 5 minutes. This comedic, physics-based third-person action platformer and walking simulator is developed by Gabe Cazillo, Maxi Boch, and Bennett Foddy, and published by Devolver Digital. You'll go into the incredibly unmotivated sneakers of Nate, a 35-year-old unemployed man living with his parents, who is suddenly transported into a mysterious open-world realm where he has to relearn how to walk. The gameplay focuses on controlling Nate's legs and feet separately, lifting and placing each footstep precisely, in a fully simulated physics system. This makes walking awkward, challenging, and funny, as Nate can often stumble, fall, or balance with comic effect. You'll manually control each leg to scale misty cliffs, navigate rocky ridges, and soil a variety of onesies as Nate winds his way toward existential clarity. It's a spiritual journey, disguised as a ridiculous trek, where frustration becomes enlightenment and gravity is your best frenemy. And yes, the game has a non-collectible hat system, because of course it does. This one is from the creators known for Ape Out and Bennett Foddy's infamous Getting Over It. So, if you've ever wanted to laugh, rage, and question your life choices, all in the span of 5 steps, get ready. This absurdly glorious hike begins September 8th. Painkiller. I hope you've packed a few spare souls, because this one's about to chuck you head first into the most metal version of purgatory imaginable. Now this one is the modern reimagining of the classic Painkiller first-person shooter franchise, originally released in 2004. You play as one of 4 characters, Ink, Void, Soul, and Roch, condemned to purgatory for transgressions against heaven. The voice of the creator offers you a chance at redemption by battling demons to stop the fallen angel Azazel from unleashing his demonic armies on Earth. You'll be sandwiched between heaven's hit list and hell's open buffet. You'll be mowing down demon hordes, dodge-dashing through collapsing cathedrals, and turning every gothic corridor into a graveyard with a stake gun that makes nail guns look like baby toys. And you, my friend, you have to stop the fallen angel Azazel before he floods Earth with his demon children. Actual Nephilim, by the way, not the poetic metaphor kind. Gameplay will be fast, chaotic, and brutally satisfying, classic Painkiller style, with massive arenas, grotesque monster designs, and ridiculous weapons that feel like they were forged by angry blacksmiths who mainline caffeine. It doesn't matter if you're slinging divine tarot cards to buff your powers, or grappling your way across hellish biomes, you'll be bringing the pain with style. And with 4 distinct characters, you, and up to 2 unlucky friends, can squad up for co-op carnage, or fly solo, if you're a lone wolf with a death wish. Regardless, get ready to raise hell, and maybe, just maybe, earn redemption when it is released on October 9th.
Hey, wait for me! Whew. I'm Marco. Nice to meet you.
Cairn. Oh man, you're going to want to wishlist this the second I'm done talking. Developed and published by the Game Bakers, creators of Fury and Haven, this is no casual Sunday hike type game. You'll step into the chalk-stained gloves of Ava, a pro climber with one goal: to conquer the impossible peak of Mount Kami. No ropes, no guides, no cheat codes, just your wits, your limbs, and a rock face that's basically a puzzle from hell. And while you're inching upwards, centimetre by centimetre, you'll have to read the mountain like a living map. Every crack, every crevice, every tiny ledge begging for a toe or fingertip. This, my friend, is a vertical odyssey. The gameplay is all about realistic tactile climbing. Players manually control Ava's limbs to climb realistically, finding holds, managing posture, effort, and balance. You must be cautious, as poor positioning or exhaustion can cause falls, resetting progress to the last checkpoint. You'll choose every hold manually, shift your weight, manage stamina, and adapt to the environment, or fall. And falling, not just humiliating, it's part of the lesson. You'll face cold, hunger, dwindling supplies, and maybe a philosophical crisis or two as you decide what Ava's dream is really worth. There's also a demo that takes place on the Mount Tenzin Ridge, a smaller mountain designed as a training ground. Before the main ascent, you start with a warm-up in a climbing gym, then move outdoors to experience the open mountain environment. And oh, did I mention the stunning art, the haunting soundtrack, and the occasional ghost story etched into the rock itself. It's a test of soul, spirit, and sticky fingers, and it starts pulling you in on November 5th, so hit that wishlist button right away.
A guy named Collier lived here, but he wasn't doing well. Day in and day out, always the same chores. All his friends had left him behind.
The Berlin apartment. Okay, now this is a crazy one. Developed by the independent German studio Bild und Ton Fabrik, Hope I got that correct. The game is set in a historic apartment in Berlin and tells its story through a series of short episodic stories spanning about 120 years of Berlin's history, roughly from the early 20th century to the present day. To brief you guys, you're basically going to start by fixing a busted pipe and wind up plumbing the depths of human memory. This one puts you in the tool belt of a Berlin handyman just trying to renovate an old apartment during the COVID pandemic, while also homeschooling his daughter. As he renovates, he discovers relics, furniture and objects that serve as silent witnesses to the lives and histories of the apartment's past inhabitants. Through these discoveries, he tells stories of the apartment's residents to his daughter, bringing the apartment's rich and often tragic history to life. Every crack in the wall hides a story. Every dusty keepsake triggers a time capsule. But not everything's that easy. Each artifact you uncover spins off into its own self-contained tale, each with different characters, tones, and gameplay mechanics. One might be a noir thriller, the next a heartwarming coming-of-age story, and then, bam, a Cold War espionage short in your kitchen. Now, to the gameplay. You'll explore the same apartment over and over, but it keeps shifting with every new story revealed. There's no big boss fights, just emotional gut punches, detective-like exploration, and a comic book art style that somehow makes peeling paint look poetic. It's intimate, powerful, and quietly ambitious. The apartment might be small, but the stories inside, monumental. Dropping sometime this November, make sure to check this one out.
Feeling the heat? Not anymore. The Cool D's Cold Steam Applier just hit the market. Say goodbye to sticky cheese crumbs. With this portable freezer, your meat and dairy will stay preserved until the end of time.
Mouse PI for hire. As we're almost coming to the end of the list, we want to introduce you to this indie magic that you wouldn't want to miss. This game is inspired by classic 1930s cartoons, especially the rubber hose animation style seen in early Mickey Mouse cartoons. Think of a black and white bullet ballet where jazz is smooth, crime is dirty, and every frame looks like it was sketched during a shady smoke break in the 1930s. Say hello to Jack Pepper, war hero turned private eye, who just wants a quiet life, but instead gets handed a case messier than a melted cheese wheel. This former war hero has to navigate a dangerous, corrupt city called Mouseburg, full of crooks, heavily armed gangs, mobs, and dark characters. This entire thing starts as your classic damsel in distress gig, but spirals into a noir nightmare. Gameplay will crank up the chaos with first-person gunfights, featuring ridiculous rubber hose weaponry. Imagine Tommy guns that wobble and explode with comedic timing, and a whole city to snoop around in. You'll blast your way through casinos, docks, sewer tunnels, and even noir film sets while picking up clues, collectibles, and the occasional spinach-fueled melee boost. Yup, you'll be power-punching mobsters after guzzling a can of Spike D. And with gear like grappling hooks for your tail and helicopters strapped to your back, mobility will get just as silly as the shootouts. It's fast, it's funny, and it's oozing that old-school cartoon flair.
I'm Vinnie Monroe.
Hello, my name is Chase Lowry.
I am auditioning for a Duke Cairn film.
I will do anything for this role.
Action. What's haunting you, Mary?
Dead Take. And last, but not least, this twisted thriller hits the stage later this year, but we simply cannot wait any longer. Dead Take is a first-person psychological horror game developed by Surgent Studios and published by Pocket Pair Publishing. And let me tell you, the plot is wild. The game is set in a luxurious yet eerie Hollywood mansion belonging to a powerful film producer and director named Duke Cairn. Players take the role of Chase Lowry, an actor who wakes up after a party gone wrong to find his friend Vinnie Monroe missing inside the mansion. Most of what you'll do here involves walking around, opening drawers, checking paintings, and solving puzzles that feel like real escape room challenges, but everything just feels really spooky. The really cool part is how the story will unfold through found video clips. These are live action scenes you watch on a projector inside the mansion. You'll collect flash drives by solving puzzles, then splice those clips together to uncover more story layers, almost like piecing together a movie. I mean, this is bound to make the storytelling feel super immersive and hands-on. But don't expect a ton of combat or complex gameplay. There's no fighting or dying here. Instead, you get a few jump scares and a tense atmosphere created by sounds, flickering lights, and the feeling that the mansion itself is alive and watching you. The puzzles aren't overly hard, but require you to pay attention to details, like codes mentioned in the videos that you might need later. This will be just perfect for a spooky night in, without stressing over tricky controls or complicated gameplay. And if your wish list isn't crying by now, you might be a cyborg, or you've achieved inner peace I can only dream of. But yeah, if you have come to this point of the video, you must really have enjoyed it, and we cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Which one did you like the most? Or did we miss something that you are waiting on? Tell us in the comments. Maybe we can feature some of your wish-listed upcoming titles in our next video. Thank you for watching Retro Pocket. Smash that like button and comment down your favorites. Seriously, I read every single one like it's ancient prophecy. Until next time, guys.